Hey everyone, thanks for joining back with us today. We're inside right now. It's a wonderful 24 degrees outside, and
It
so
was really cold.
it's really cold today.
Yeah, with the wind.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyhow, we wanted to talk to you today about a new subject, which is, differences. Spouse differences, couple differences. We all have differences. So
we have a lot of them.
We do.
Differences, but we're similar in some ways,
right.
as well. It's fun to think about like the big ways, the little ways that we're different. Usually, like they say, in a way, opposites attract. So it's initially the things that attract you can also be sources of misunderstanding or conflict, and so you have to appreciate them.
Right.
Yeah.
So opposites attract, right? So is it what types of differences? Would it be like someone's strengths, right? So we're attracted to maybe someone who's strong in areas that maybe we're not.
Yeah, I think I was magnetized towards I'm kind of I don't know, emotional and all over the place, and you have this centeredness and steadfastness and reassurance, and so I don't know, it just, for me, there were a lot of things that you were really different that I kind of needed in my person, and I think I was drawn to that. So but yeah, there's a lot of differences, I would say, that we have. We were kind of discussing it a little bit last night, and I asked you, I was like, so, what would you say one difference that we are really almost polar opposite? What were you saying?
Right. I think I'm probably more of a risk taker.
Yeah, and it's not bad risky, but right. Within more adventurous, more go-getter,
right?
More. You're conservative too, but it's you are much more of a action-oriented type of person.
Whereas you want to,
very conservative,
play
about
more
things.
Safe.
Let's understand everything.
Right. First. You want to understand all the details.
Yes.
And fully understand all the pluses, the minuses.
Now, I will say part of that is a weakness of mine. We balance each other out, but I can almost be on the OCD perfectionistic side on that. And so that's something that you have loved me through and have been very patient. But yes, I'm more I'm very, very thorough. I have to understand every single detail about something first.
Right.
So we do, we work together with stuff, but it's definitely, it can be a challenge too, when making decisions.
Right.
And so, when you are married, a lot of decisions you have to make together. And so you have to, I think it's neat how God built in that we have differences, and unity is such a crucial thing when you're trying to understand.
Right. And I think that's probably one of the challenges probably couples face is when you come across the differences when it comes to making a decision.
Yes.
That's when the differences come up.
Yeah.
Right. And whereas maybe one spouse feels strongly in the positive about something, whereas the other one may be more reserved, more hesitant.
Yes.
So when one's excited and the other one's, hitting the brakes, it can cause probably a little bit of friction, a little bit of tension, and so I think for me, it's maybe when I get excited about something and you're like, hold up, let's talk this through.
Yes.
I have to basically, kind of just slow down and give you the space and the time to understand where you're coming from.
Yes. Yeah.
And not be frustrated, that, all right,
Yes. Yeah. I think it's funny one time. Oh goodness. I think we were looking at a certain house one time that we were thinking about getting when we were house hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, are you sure you want to move forward with it? And I was like, yeah, I want to move forward with it. And then all of a sudden, like, I just stopped. I was like, I don't want to do it. Like, I just kind of started freaking out about it. And the example, what is that Charlie Brown thing?
Oh, yeah. So the example that comes up a lot is,
is what he teases me about. Yeah.
When Charlie Brown's lining up to kick the football, I think it's Lucy, is setting the ball. And he's getting lined up, and all of a sudden he's charging towards the ball, and right when he's about to kick it, he pulls the ball back. And so I joke around with you a lot, saying, hey, I feel like I'm Charlie Brown and you're Lucy, when we're ready to make a decision. I feel like we're on the same page. Then last minute you're just like, change your mind.
No, I don't want to do that. Yeah. But that is a funny example. I think we have so much love for one another that I think the unconditional love has helped us to navigate differences that we have. We have, I guess, different temperaments. I think temperaments, we're both kind of similar. Like, I don't think neither one of us is like, I don't know, like, would you say temperamentally? Like, we're both kind of laid back, but we like to have our goals and get things done. And so that way we are similar. I remember, I think we're both pretty thorough. I'm very conscientious and thorough.
Yes, you are very detailed oriented, making sure that everything is done
in place.
Yeah. It's like you want to have record of everything.
Well, like I'm more detailed oriented, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember in school I would take a test and I would be the last one to turn it in because I was going over it again and again and again. So I'm just very, very thorough. So that may be something I need to kind of work on. But yeah, other fun differences that we have. I mean, obviously, guy, girl, like I'm definitely the one that likes to talk, for sure. Like, that's kind of like my emotional, I don't know, most women, they say talk a lot more than
I guess it's good. I'm good at listening.
He is a good listener. I just have to catch you at a time when you're ready to listen.
Right. So there's
you
times.
Don't look tired.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because once you look tired, I'm a good reader of your face.
Right. So energy levels.
Yeah. Which I can link that one below. We actually did one on that recently.
Yep.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
This is very relevant.
Right.
Like, if you've had a long day or something, I need to be very cognizant.
Right.
Hey, this is your renewal time.
I think a lot of times, if we look at our differences in the right light, I think that's key, as opposed to looking at each other's weaknesses. It's focusing on, strengths.
Yeah.
Right.
To focus on the strengths.
And what you bring, I think that's where I think a lot of people may get off track is instead of focusing on, the strengths, it's the weaknesses.
Yeah. And that's where negativity can come in too. Mm-hmm. It's really good to highlight people, kind of major on the major and minor on the minor. Like, if something is a subject to be brought up, to also make sure you talk about what's positive, and so that there's not a negative sag, to the relationship.
And it's important, when you become married, you become, one flesh.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's not fair to boast in your strength and the other one's weakness.
You're very good at that. Yes.
When you flip the tables around, it's like, I have weaknesses where you're strong, but together we help each other out. We have each other's backs. look out for each other.
You always look out for me. You're very understanding. You're very patient. All the wonderful things that you could ever possibly desire is, yes, he puts me first in every way. But yes, yeah. Another thing I was thinking, this is a funny one about differences, is you are extremely productive, task-oriented, and streamlined. And I don't like to rush at all.
Yeah, she does not. Yeah.
I like to take my time. I like to stop and smell the roses. I like to enjoy, even like if we're out in a store or whatever, he's like, okay, what are we looking for? And I'm like, I'm just
You're just in the moment. You're enjoying the experience.
Enjoying the experience. Yeah.
I'm ready to knock out the items and get out of there.
Yeah. So that's definitely one. I'm very reflective too. So part of, I write and I do videos. And so I like to kind of slow down and take everything in. I'm almost, to understand, to appreciate.
But you're like a poet at heart, right? So you're taking in your environment. It's part of the creativity.
Looking at everything. If I see a beautiful sunrise or sunset or a bird, I'm like, come here, you have to see this, you have to feel this.
So and that's a good thing,
I'll stop and take photos wherever we are, of you to take it all in.
There's a lot of times we're walking and I'm having to constantly turn around and see where she's at because I'll lose her.
Taking photos.
She's just taking in everything.
Yeah.
Which that can be a good thing,
Yeah.
Whereas I may be more focused on getting to the goal, getting to the destination.
Yeah.
You're wanting to stop and smell the roses along the way.
Yes, but I also appreciate, like, even when you're talking right now, I'm like, oh, I love the way his mouth looks as he talks, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I just take in everything. Like, you're just so cute, But I take in everything. That's just, as I like to slow down and appreciate and absorb.
Right.
I don't like to live on the fast forward.
Right. So we balance each other out. Whereas, I help kind of keep you somewhat on track, and
he definitely keeps me on track.
You help me from not getting too
I don't know if I
laser focused and starting to, enjoy the moments along the way, as opposed to just be focusing on getting from A to B, but I may enjoy the transition points getting to that.
Adam, yes. Even with my writing, there's times where I would come to you and I'd say, I really need to make sure I have some goals in place. And so I said, would you please help me? I kind of asked you if you'd really kind of be my life coach. And, I would just check in and say, okay, how many pages do I need to write a day to get here to this goal? What are my micro goals? And because you're so good at that. And it did help me to reach my goals to do it, although I have not started my book this year. But
no, you're focused on some other projects.
Projects, yes. But it's definitely, Adam has never pressured me for anything. I know on another video I had laughed because I do laundry and things, but he never wants me to feel bad. So, like, he won't mention, like, if socks, for instance, he just won't even mention it. And then I'll see, like, you have like one sock.
I'm running out of socks.
Like one sock or one pair of socks.
Start to go through the laundry hamster.
No, yeah. But you won't even mention it. But you're just that type of person that never wants me to feel bad about anything. And so that's really, like, you love me so well. Like, I can't imagine, I'm sure there are spouses where they're like, where's this? He has never demanded, ever been demanding on anything. So I do appreciate that in your temperament. It's a very, like, humble, practical leadership type of a personality.
Well, I don't,
Yeah.
For me, I don't like being like a taskmaster.
No, I don't think
standing over people and,
that would be I would not be very attractive. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like everyone kind of falls into roles,
Yes.
right? And whether it's in the workplace or in marriage. And so I'm more or less like everyone knows that, what expectations or certain things they fall into. And so it's like, I know that at the end of the day, it's going to get done at some point.
Yes. We have different roles, which is very important. And I do think, even, when premarital counseling and all that, it was helpful to say, okay, we are equal, but we do have different roles, and to understand how that all plays out. And that's part as you are, sometimes you'll have one who is more, even with energy levels, more energetic or more enthusiastic or whatever. I'm more of a creative type of personality. So like I said, I like to slow down. I like to take it all in. I love music. I love art. I love interior design. I love everything that is creative. Everything that's creative.
Right.
Whereas you're a visionary too. So you have and we enjoy some things together. Design, and we'll watch, oh goodness. Like we love watching architectural shows.
Just kind of inspires
anything that's creative. Yeah. We don't like, and you'll watch all the fun little romance shows.
Oh, we were watching something this morning, because we knew we were going to be talking about this topic.
Yes, yeah.
I think it was like Joyce Meyer.
Yeah, we watched her.
It was either her or
we watched a couple of them.
Yeah,
and Jimmy Evans.
Right.
We watched him too.
One of them, and one of the statements that was brought up was, you don't love somebody for who you want them to be. You love them for who they are.
That was Joyce Meyer. And I really love what she said, because she said, you don't try to change your spouse. And I really appreciate that, which, oh my gosh, like maybe like you don't, not saying you're trying to change, but anytime we try to control or whatever, that is like,
right. I think it's when you make your spouse a project.
Yeah. Just loving them and enjoying
feel like they're a project.
Loving them and enjoying.
It's like, I'm trying to,
At the same time, it doesn't mean that you don't have communication where you say, share each other's heart and move forward in certain situations.
Exactly. Yeah. It's more or less just communicating what your needs are.
Yes. Yeah. That makes sense. More communicating what your needs are. Yeah.
Instead of saying like, you need to do this, it needs to be flipped around and say, I need help in this area.
I need statements.
Right.
Like I statements.
Because then it's less.
You need to do this.
Right.
Yeah, I need this.
Right.
Yeah.
It's less confrontational, and it's more or less like, hey, I'm really struggling today. I need help in this area.
Yeah. And you can kind of tell, like once you've been married for so long, when your spouse is tired. And like I said, there's times where he'll just start doing the dishwasher, you're unloading or loading it, or there's times when he's had a really long day at work, and I'm like, here, let me pick up everything, put it away from the kitchen, back into the kitchen. But we can kind of feel each other out. Like, we kind of know which one needs support based on how tired we are at a particular moment. But that's just kind of being aware and tuned in to the other. Like, I think how you said it was so good, looking out for the other, which we did a video at one point called The Habit of looking out for the other.
It's knowing.
It's a habit.
Knowing, being aware of each other's weaknesses, right? So instead of expecting, like say one of my weaknesses, right? Instead of expecting me to come around and to correct it, you're looking out for me, and vice versa. I may look out for you in areas where you may be weak.
Yeah.
Because like when we're together, there's no weaknesses, because when we're together, there's just strengths upon strength, right?
The real enemy is not being in unity.
Right.
Really. Yeah. Or it sometimes when we are critical of ourselves, we can be critical of others or each other, and just learning to receive love and give from that love
Right.
as a continual flow. But it's usually few and far between. If we're very tired, we can be a little more,
and it's like
irritated or whatever.
The roles of husband and wife. I think a lot of it also is when we've identified our strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
Those are also kind of the roles, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Where being aware of each other's weaknesses. And
you're a morning person.
Stepping in.
That's a good strength that you have.
I don't know if that's a strength or just a.
I am like, don't talk to me. Don't look my direction until I've had my coffee.
Right.
I am like, it's coffee, vitamins. Like I'm like, let me warm up to like stretching. I need some time in the morning. And you're just, he's like whistling, getting 5 million things done. You're doing it. I do appreciate your discipline. I think discipline has always been a strength of yours. It's something I have improved, obviously, as I've had book goals and things that I started wanting to accomplish more. I had to come up in that area, but I actually learned so much from watching your discipline, which is a tremendous strength of yours. Tremendous strength. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So, temperament, personality. I love personality differences too. My sister Marnie is actually a certified Myers-Briggs practitioner. That's a hard word to say, practitioner. But she talks about how important it is to learn about your personality type. And our personalities can change, or they're pretty much the same, but they're changed and shaped and molded and influenced by the Holy Spirit as you walk and grow and mature in Him. But at the same time, it's like your personalities may morph and bend and be malleable, but they're still sort of the same.
Sure.
In temperament, wouldn't you say? In personality, like
at the root.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's not to say that strengths and weaknesses always remain the same. You do improve over time, kind of like the saying, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
So one man sharpens another.
No, that is true. We do improve off of each other.
Right. So it's not, we can say, this is my weakness and that's just who I am, but there is still that coming up,
I love that. So is there anything about me that's helped you to improve in life?
No, it's,
do I have any? No, I'm just kidding.
No, you help me in, many ways, it's, I think there's times where, I don't know, you challenge me, to always
challenge you.
Just always make sure that everything is, all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, making sure everything is done thoroughly.
Yes.
Whereas, sometimes I just want to get something done.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, let's do everything right.
Yeah. And I think we both are sometimes they say the woman's the heart, but you have a big heart as well. And so I don't think I can say that. I definitely do like to stop and smell the roses. That's the big thing. But we are finding our pace together, which is good. I feel like I need a lot of renewal because I do enjoy that reflective mode so much. I'm more of my inner life, reading and writing and everything. So sometimes I have to go, oh, there's this world here, and I'm always like in my inner world, it seems like. So just trying to be flexible and navigating and learning and growing.
Right.
But also giving yourself grace, because there's times where I can start looking at myself in a negative light, or I should be this or I should be that, and just allowing yourself to be you,
right,
and to celebrate the differences, because it is better together. It is. It's more fun for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, we celebrate differences. Sometimes, sure, there's areas where we're different, where it may be a challenge or frustrating at times, right? But overall, I think we help each other, see things that the other may not be seeing.
Yes.
Sure. So sometimes where I like to kind of may rush in on something, you're like, well, hold up. Let's not make a quick decision. And there's many times where I'm
it's been good. Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad I listened to you. I avoided something that could have become a bad situation.
Yeah.
So I think, we all see in part on things. And I think it's respecting what one sees.
Yes.
And just being curious as opposed to dismissive.
That's so good.
Right.
Always to be curious.
Right.
Yeah. And I just love being around you. So
that's a good thing. You're stuck with me.
He's just really fun. So, but anyway, so I know we kind of went all over the page, but I hope you gleaned something. Comment below, what is your biggest difference between you and your spouse?
Right. So I hope these videos are helping you navigate, different topics and subject matter. We're just having conversation, and we hope maybe there's something
maybe a little green growth in your marriage.
So like and subscribe if you like these videos, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye.